Landry oversaw the control chaos of the control room. People were running to and fro, trying to figure out how the Stargate had been stolen. And more importantly, by who. Down in the gate room, Sergeant Dan Seiler was running a diagnostic on the jammers that were supposed to keep this whole thing from happening.
Somebody stole the Stargate. Security got here too late, and Walter is gone. That timing is just wrong. We had jammers to stop him in tech, but sabotage turned their coding into dreck. Landry is really mad, so being down here is not so bad. This code is going to be a long fix. It's full of errors and ticks. Even a computer will need hours to straighten it out. It'll be a messy bout. This happened before and was not supposed to happen again, which means that I'm not a fan. But fixing the code means that at least I've got a plan.
Meanwhile, in a hidden basement somewhere in Cuba, Walter was checking his brand-new uniform in the mirror. That done, he headed into the new Stargate command. Once part of a wine factory, this place would now be the heart of Cuba's new interstellar empire.
I am now El Generale, I am something Speciale. This base is my command. Our expansion is at hand. We will change the galaxy, thanks to a brilliant plan by me. We are better than those American capitalist figs and the British in their powdered wigs. Joshua King
2 days had passed since the gate had been stolen. One of Earth's spaceships, the Odyssey, had been gathering intelligence from Earth's alien allies. They had discovered that Cuban Stargate teams were attacking the Lucian Alliance all over the galaxy. At the same time, all of the American Stargate teams that had been off-world when the gate had been stolen had regrouped at the Alpha site. The bad news was that Stargate Command had not had any luck finding the Cuban base. Wherever it was shielded from sensors. Yara was still at the Alpha site. Going back to Dakara would end with her in jail, so that was not an option. It was her suggestion they attack through the Stargate. Once they took the base, they would be able to signal another Earth ship, the Apollo. Apollo would then be able to return the Stargate to Cheyenne Mountain. The problem was that the gate had been stolen with its iris. If it was functional, it could block Yara's plan. So they needed to get their hands on a Cuban iris code. Fortunately, Yara had a plan to ambush one of the Cuban teams.
Planet alive, leaked it to a Cuban spy, made sure it's something they will buy. When they come to this place, we'll freeze their pace. And once we have the code, we'll invade the Cuban abode. The iris won't stop us, the raid will be quite a rush. To get the Stargate back, put the program back on track. Walter's got some explaining to do, so we'll make sure that happens too. I see our targets coming, they're not walking, they are running. Seems our plan is going fine. Moving along in its own time, now it's time to make our move. Keep things in the groove. Targets coming, they're not walking, they are running. Seems our plan is going fine. Moving along in its own time, now it's time to make our move. Keep things in the groove. Keep things in the groove.
The plan had worked. Once William, Yara, and their team had captured the Cubans, it hadn't been hard to get the iris code. William had bribed one of the team members with chocolate. Sanders threw a canister with sedative gas through the puddle. Then he counted to 10 before leading the charge. The gas had done its job. Everybody was knocked out except Walter. The general was carrying an AK-47, which he was aiming at Yara. But before he could pull the trigger, Sanders shot him. Walter fell to the floor, clearly dead, but he didn't bleed. Instead, a blue liquid that appeared to be some kind of coolant spread from the body. Walter had been replaced by some kind of android. In the meantime, Yara had found the main breaker of the base. She yanked it, and the base power to whatever jammed the sensors died. 5 seconds later, the Apollo teleported away the team and the Stargate.
Now we need to find the real Walter. This droid isn't even good as a salter, and security did Major League falter. Landry will be really mad, which will be really bad. No man left behind, Walter is one of a kind. We're gonna get him back before the Pentagon gives us flack. And we'll take that android thing apart to find clues on where to start, 'cause there might be a bigger plot, and this is the only thing we've got time to go. There are things we need to know.
Once the Stargate was back in place, they set to searching for Walter in earnest. They found him on a certain tropical planet where the beaches went on forever. He returned to Stargate Command and was sent to the infirmary to be checked out. As for William Sanders and Yara, her father Roland had finally accepted that they were together. The two of them had returned to the Alpha site together to figure out their future. In the meantime, on Cuba, a general sipped whiskey. Everything had gone as planned. The Cubans would negotiate with the Americans to get their off-world teams back. Besides, the only team with an actually important mission had been Team 5. They had gone to buy gold brainwash technology at an off-world market. By the time the Americans had invaded, the deal had been made and the technology had been secured elsewhere on the island. The general continued sipping his whiskey and smiled as his eyes glowed. The end.